This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Warehouse.
We head to the jungle for Perth v Illawarra. Now, Perth, they're going to be hard to beat all year on their home floor, led by Bryce Cotton. But Illawarra coming off a good win over the Phoenix on Thursday night. They'll be confident despite the trip out west. Now, let's have a look at a same-game multi. This is all about the Wildcats. Luke Travers, we know he gets on the glass. He'll do it again. He got drafted to the NBA for a reason. Bryce Cotton, the best and smoothest scorer in the NBL, and the Wildcats will cover the 9.5 points. Enjoy the game, the Wildcats and the Hawks, and if you're having a bet, gamble responsibly.
You know the score. Stay in control, gamble responsibly.
What do we have to be excited about in NBL23? Well, going Bryce Cotton's got better somehow. A lot of positive signs out west.
Against the clock, didn't panic.
That man has not missed a beat.
Back out for Cotton. He's got the answer once more.
Clyde just does what he does best. He's letting the Red Army know about it.
Cotton step back. Cannot give that man two looks at the three-point shot.
Easy passes. Bryce with the hops.
He's still got it. He's a tough cover. They start the season with a win. The Perth Wildcats. They made a little statement on opening weekend.
Well, RAC Arena is one of the toughest venues for away teams to get a win. Already, the Wildcats have taken care of Brisbane. And tonight, the Illawarra Hawks try their luck, coming off a 13-point win over the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. The Hawks are up and about as we welcome you to the continuation of round 2 of the Hungry Jacks NBL. And we are in the house of Bryce. I'm alongside Corey Williams and Leonard Copeland. And let's hope Bryce Cotton brings a little more of what we saw in the opening round.
JC, welcome. First of all, thank you for having me next to you in this one. I want to tell you this right here. King Cotton, that man on screen, I call him King because that's the greatest import to ever play in this league. I will argue with anybody.
You're going to argue with me then all night.
I've seen better.
23, 12, 6, and 6. The first player in the 40-minute era to ever drop 20, 10, 5, and 5. You see those numbers.
Exceptional player. The best player in the league today. 100%.
Modern era. Yep. Well, he averaged 23 and 5 assists last season. That's just a regular night at the office, and he threw in a couple of specials there with a dozen rebounds and so forth, but there's nothing he can't do. We know he can hit the three as well, 88 of them last year at 36%, but he's got a nice crew around him. They've retooled here after missing the playoffs for the first time in 35 years, and the supporting act, well, if Corey Webster's a supporting act, he's usually the headline event.
Yeah, and that's the luxury that he has now, and it actually takes less pressure off of this trusty championship-winning veteran Corey Webster playing on the other wing. It takes a lot of pressure off Bryce Cotton as well. So if you want to double, that skip pass is there. He's knocking down the three.
As we know, Corey Webster can get it done. I mean, he had 11 points the other night, but look, he's one of those guys, like you said, Case, he can light it up. I mean, if Cotton does have an off night, you go to Corey, you slide him in that spot.
And let's not forget, you still have Tyshawn Thomas had a good game, Wagstaff had a good game, and the second-round pick in the NBA draft last over this offseason, Luke Travers.
Yep, they are loaded, but the Illawarra Hawks have arrived here full of confidence. The bad news for them, of course, is that their star import, Justin Robinson, is likely out for the year. Will have surgery on Monday under meniscus tear. They're not putting a line through him just yet, but likely sounds a lot like we're not going to be seeing much of him, and they're in the market now to try and find someone to replace. That's a horrible news for the Hawks, who would have been buoyed by their performance on Thursday night.
Absolutely. When you lose a guy this early in the season, it hurts you. It hurts the team emotionally, mentally. But you got a guy named Tyler Harvey who can let it fly, and when he goes to play, when he plays in places like this, you can believe he's going to try to get it up. And I'm looking for him to have a big game tonight.
Oh, I agree. Last time he was here, he got a win last season. So hopefully he can lead his team to a W. It's going to be a tall order, but you know what? We've seen it done before. There he is, that man on screen. Last game, 22 points, 5 rebounds. We have grown accustomed to seeing him knock down these threes. In the last 2 years in Illawarra, step back, such a beautiful thing. And we also know about that incredible floater, the best float game probably in the history of the NBL. Case, You guys know more than I do. Look where he hit that shot.
The floater, you're right.
Oh, the Hungry Jacks logo?
Yeah, it's the best floater I've seen.
Listen, man.
He is outstanding. And speaking of outstanding, not only is Tyler Harvey outstanding, but the champions starting fives. Well, let's take a look at them for you now as the fans get ready for these players to be introduced to them. Norton, Cotton, Sean Thomas, Blanchfield and Brady Manick, the starting five for champion for the Wildcats.
I like Brady Manick. I can't wait for him to get his feet under him. And you got to remember, think about when you were a rookie. First time out the country.
Yeah.
You can see the Hawks. Champion starting five. Tyler Harvey, Lachlan Dent been balling.
Let's talk about him.
Wani Swakala Bullock.
Playing well. Yeah.
Wani Swakala Bullock back in Perth, where he started his career. Sam Froling and Dang Dang. But Lachlan Dent been hooping.
He's been hooping. He's been hooping. You know what the best thing about Dent is? He takes the ball out of Harvey's hands. Now Harvey didn't have to distribute the ball as much. He just comes off screens looking for a shot.
85-72 over the Phoenix on Thursday night as we get underway from the Wild West, and the Illawarra Hawks have controlled the tip here. Chance for them to keep the fans on their feet and standing as Froling hands over. Harvey, the pass knocked down. Well done, Blanchfield. Controlled it. Now wants to go coast to coast with a finger roll. Just couldn't get it done. So Deng feeds Dent. He looks inside. Not a lot on offer. So they retreat. Share it around the perimeter. Harvey once more finds Deng firing off the mark. Brady Manick grabs the rebound.
That's the shot Deng has to knock down. Wide open shot. They move the ball around. Get him a good look. That's the one he needs to knock down.
With this aggressive Perth defense, what you have to do is take care of that ball. It had an early turnover. Want to make sure you keep those numbers down.
Shot clock to 5. Norton eyeballing Tyler Harvey. Made room for the shot. Gets it done. Chance at a three-point play.
Oh, man move inside. Little fella.
One of the better underrated penetrating guards in this league. Mitch Norton can get to the basket with the best of them. Gave him a bit of that shoulder bump. Takes the hit and finishes.
Here we go. Points count. 1.
Sean really gets his first win of NBL23.
Boy, you talking about a trash talker.
Oh, my
You got to
goodness.
talk about me talking trash. This guy talks a lot of trash, Case.
Over the line. White ball.
Talk a lot of trash and just talks in general.
Yeah.
Man, when I first got to Townsville playing with him, I was like, dude, does this guy ever shut up? Hell of a teammate. Great shooter.
Well,
Good to see him back
High
in our
IQ.
league. Yeah.
great competitor.
So a chance for the Hawks then to open their scoring account. We'll have a minute played here from RAC Arena in Perth. Round 2 of the Hungry Jacks NBL continues. Tyler Harvey is off the mark. The Hawks will have to wait a little longer here after missing their first 2 field goal attempts.
I'll tell you this, I like the fact that they're trying to get him going early because he's going to have to get going early. You can't be undermanned and your stars not show up going up against this tough defense. The Perth Wildcats.
I think the Wildcats are patient here. Only Swakala Bullock is all over Bryce Cotton, and they can't get the ball to him at the moment.
I spoke about this last game, Case. Most teams that play against Bryce Cotton try to stop his offense. Guys like Adams last year for the Sydney Kings went at Bryce Cotton and scored baskets, and he was successful. And that's what you got to look at sometimes.
This is probably Illawarra's 3rd or 4th offensive set. They have 2 turnovers.
That's not
Careless turnovers.
That's not good in Perth.
You definitely got to take care of the ball. That's the #1 objective on the whiteboard in that locker room. Take care of the ball.
#1 for every team.
So again, the shot clock to single digits. Again, Norton is exploring inside, rattles around the rim. He's got the only 4 points of the game.
Great penetration, good left-hand finish by Norton.
Now Deng gets down low and off glass. Well, it took over 2 minutes, but the Hawks are underway.
That hopefully could calm down Illawarra. Nice take off the dribble.
Well, Blanchfield left alone from 3-point territory. Can't get it to go. And the Hawks will come up with possession.
Obviously, as we mentioned, with Justin Robinson out, it has to be done by committee. Has to be other players outside of Tyler Harvey
What kind of player do you think they should recruit now on the side because these guys out? What would you do in the coaching seat? Who would you go after?
I'm going after another dynamic guard. You have to. You got to get somebody that can create off the dribble. Explosive finish into the basket as well as hit the three. And that can run the show as well. It's going to have to be multi-dimensional.
Yeah.
Hawks come up empty again after Frolling had lost control. And now Thomas is down, clutching at his left foot.
That's an ankle sprain. Yeah.
Shot clock will get reset, but I stopped it because of player safety for you. Yes.
Oh, there it is.
Came down on Frolling's foot. He is in some pain. Hopefully he'll be all right.
Not a good sign early. Thomas had 12 points in the opening night game against Brisbane, along with 6 assists.
Remind him 19 shot clock. Take a step down. Wait here, Trav. Wait here. Wait.
So Thomas will get some treatment and we'll be back underway. Almost 3 minutes played here in this opening quarter. The Wildcats, who missed the playoffs for the first time last year after going 16-12 on the season, only 7-7 at home. Vince Cotton seems energised by that. This time can't complete it. Well done. Good hustle. Majuk flash onto the floor to keep it alive. Blanchford's had a sider. Still can't get it to go. And Deng puts a stop to it. Chance for the Hawks once more. Deng started the play, goes hard at it, and an offensive foul is called as he knocks down Mitch Norton.
I'd like to see that again.
I'd like to see that again, too. I thought he was in there a little deep. Here we go. Amy replay. Oh, no, he was there.
Smart man.
He was there. Good job by Mitch Norton getting outside of the circle.
Yeah, that's a great play.
Great work on the Amy replay there to show exactly where that was unfolding.
Another turnover. Let's keep an eye on that.
And we're trying not to after the Phoenix the world record in the previous game.
That's right.
But it's the Wildcats up 2. Short on the front of the rim there.
Illawarra doing a good job on the defense. Rebounding well, too.
And George King, fresh onto the floor, helps himself to the bucket.
He's coming off a real good one, too. 16 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. He can shoot that ball.
After Perth scored the first 4 points of the game.
Wow.
I mean, you can tell.
They've scored the last 8.
I mean, you can tell the defense is backing up. He's walking into that in transition. Great hit.
Wow, it's been a very explosive effort from King, but straight away, Majuk is on the scoreboard as well for Perth.
That's on the scouting report. You got to know he's a shooter. Here go. Is he 3 for 3?
Oh!
Yes, he is.
King
walks into his 3rd, but the 2nd one in transition.
Why isn't this guy starting? Wow.
Why is the defense not picking him up above the 3-point line? Either way, Illawarra take it.
3 triples. They're up by 5 from close range, getting it done once more, Majuk. So he's got 4, Mitch Norton's got 4, but it's 9 points from George King that has ignited this opening quarter for the Illawarra Hawks to have a 3-point lead. And that was some special shooting.
A quick 9, Case. A quick 9.
That's 16 against the Phoenix on Thursday night, but he just lit it up here. There's a man that was feeling confident checking into the game.
Oh, yeah, he's coming in and, you know, coming off a really good game.
No, why wouldn't you pick him up from the beginning? At half court, you got to pick him up after you make the 2nd shot. Oh.
Well, that's exactly what the Illawarra Hawks were hoping for. On the back of the bad news, Justin Robinson's out injured, and George King said, well, I'm ready to go. And he's more than ready to go.
He's definitely more than ready to go.
He is a man on a mission, and that was extremely exciting to see. 3 triples, and knocked them down in the space of a minute and a half.
Another thing that's on every opposition's whiteboard is knocking down perimeter shots. You have to make sure the Wildcats play you, because you know they're going to tighten up the paint.
Yep.
That team defense is really, really good for, I mean, the existence of this club. For you to beat Perth in Perth, you have to shoot the ball.
Yep. And this is one of the hardest places
to hit
in the league to hit shots.
Correct.
Absolutely. Big stadium, 14,000 screaming fans, everything red. It's hard to shoot in that place, Case.
Well, in his first 2 and a bit games here, George King is now 9 of 14.
Wow.
Find that man.
That's a reasonable clip. He's 70% from deep. They're going to have to show him a little bit more respect. Shot clock here to single digits for Harvey. Picks up the dribble in the corner. White. They go back to the danger man. This time he's off the mark. Well done, Majuk, to grab the board there.
You can't leave him, though. I'm letting the other guy shoot it. I'm sticking with this guy.
So Bryce Cotton lobs it down low. Wagstaff is checked into the game along with Luke Travers. He takes them on, draws a foul off to the free throw line.
Trusty veteran move in Wagstaff. Mango puts his hand on his hip and his hand gets caught in the cookie jar.
Mango should know this, though. That's an NBA play all the way through.
So Wagstaff to the free throw line. 3rd team foul on the Hawks here in this opening quarter. Wildcats yet to commit a foul.
Trusty veteran Jesse Wagstaff coming off a solid performance last game, 14 points. Always reliable. He's been reliable his whole career.
Yes, he has. Yes, he has.
6 championships. Hell of a run.
Makes 1 of 2 there. First quarter action here, 4.5 minutes out from the break, and it's Illawarra by 2. Reset the shot clock here. Luke Travers is going to be very influential in the Hungry Jacks NBL this season, as he was last year as well. The Hawks, Mathiak. Den, it's away from Travers. Initially found room for the shot, and he knocks down the three.
I like this kid. He's solid, isn't he?
How awesome is it to just see Lucky Den out there getting minutes, starting?
Exciting for him, exciting for the Hawks, exciting for basketball fans as Zunic gets down low but unsuccessful with it.
Not just getting minutes.
Well, it's going to be waved away, the continuation there.
Yeah, not just getting minutes, Case. He's contributing to their success. He's knocking down shots.
He sure is. And as you said, it takes pressure off of Tyler Harvey with his ball handling responsibilities. Although that basket didn't count, still nice.
He got his eye.
Still pretty to see.
He might have
got his eye in.
Foul called on Kevin White. It was a teammate of Bryce Cotton's last season. So 4th team foul on the Hawks here. Still over 4 minutes left on the clock in this first quarter.
Notice they had Swaka Labulik on him first, who knows Cotton very well. Kevin White, who's been to Perth, who knows Cotton very well. Let's see what they can do here.
Great start from Mathiang. Just getting acquainted down in the low block. Cotton in traffic. Ball leads to Travers. Back to Cotton. Shot clock into red numbers now as Bryce elevates. Can't get it to go. Wagstaff kept it alive. Zunic got a piece of it. Dent put an end to it.
Illawarra doing a really good job rebounding the ball. Holding Perth to 1 attempt per possession.
White, Mathiang, down low. King adds another 2 off the glass. He's got 11 in the game.
I like King.
Just good offense, moving the ball finding the open man and cashing in.
7-point lead, 3.5 minutes to play in this opening quarter. George King with 11 points. He's putting on quite a show. Here's Wagstaff, mismatch with White. Nice pass, Travers for the finishing touches, and he was fouled going to the hoop.
Good job by Luke Travers moving without the ball. Wagstaff recognizing he's open as he slipped behind the defense.
If you're going to go to double team the guy with the ball, your rotations better be on tap, because if it's not, they will kill you.
So Travers to the free throw line. Averaged 8 points, 5 rebounds last year, 22 minutes. gets the Wildcats back to within 4.
Again, we're seeing, you guys keeping Bryce Cotton quiet so far.
Oh, he's coming. Don't worry, he's coming. He's coming.
Luke Travis comes in and gets some buckets in. The young fella again from downtown.
Wow.
Like he did.
Wow.
Don't think I can't play because I might be shorter than the rest of you all.
Wow. And
I'm knocking it down.
Hey, and that's what you got to do to beat Perth in Perth. You got to knock down some shots.
Well, they're 5 of 8 from deep. Wildcats haven't hit a 3 so far. Norton wheeling and dealing adds another 2. He's got 6 in the game. Well, Dan just looks so comfortable.
Super comfortable.
George King with it against Travers. Wants to get him down low and off the window. Helps himself to 2 more. 13 on 5 of 6 shooting for George King. Quickly up the floor. Wagstaff draws a foul, so he'll go back to the free throw line.
I mean, George King is out there hooping. Comes in the game, hits 3 threes. Thank you. Quick. Gets a couple of layups. And again, one man down. Unfortunately, it's very unfortunate Justin Robinson is out. But opportunity,
up, yeah.
Opportunity for others. Lackland Dent out there. 2 for 2 from 3.
Well, it's not often the fans are quiet in Perth. They're usually on a roll early on in the game. Damian Martin is joining us in commentary from sideline. And Damo, it's not quite the start the fans were expecting.
No, not at all. It's back-to-back weeks, actually, where they haven't had a great start. Obviously, they dropped by 12, 14 points to the Brisbane Bullets in their first game. It was their Achilles heel all last season, was rebounding and their starts. And that happened again last week. When it comes to the possession game, it's a case of rebounding and turnovers rebounds and steals minus turnovers. They won that against Brisbane, but they're going to need their defense to get them back in the game. And just quickly, we saw Tayshaun Thomas go off after only 2.5 minutes. He has returned to the bench. He doesn't have ice on him yet. I was trying to do a bit of lip reading between the team doctor and the physio, and that was harder than understanding Rep 3. I think he's going to be okay, but we'll have to wait and see how he goes.
We won't hold you to it, Damo, but you've done very well in the circumstances. That's a nice finish from Tim Conrad.
I'm like, look, Damian Martin, there's a lot of things he can do. I was like a lip reader.
That's funny.
He'll marry someone as well.
Sure will.
Not to mention the Defensive Player of the Year trophy named in his honour.
Man, did you hear one time Damian Martin left practice. Practice was done.
Yep.
He went to go get, I think, some fish and chips. And there was a burning building, and he went in and saved somebody
Superman.
out of the burning building.
Brought his chips back and had a shit.
Are you kidding me?
Superman.
What can he not do?
What happened? Anything exciting happened this afternoon, Damo?
Hey, guys, first of all, it was actually after a game versus guarding Castle Ware for 40 minutes. And then I had to go into a house that was burning, try and get a dog out. And the dog wanted to go back in. And I was already fatigued from trying to stop Casper. And then this golden retriever was trying to get back in. But, hey, shout out to Edgewater Fish and Chips. The chips were cold by the time I got home, and I got in trouble by my wife.
That's funny.
That's why we play Damian Martin, the big bucks. Right now, though, the Hawks up 5, 90 seconds out from quarter time. Made an enterprising start here, and now Lonnie Swakala-Bullock's looking to join the party, but can't. Manic off to Travers. Wildcats 6 of 14 from the field. Hawks 9 of 14 at a superior clip. Webster exploring. He fires unsuccessfully. What a Manic. A shove from Conrad. Ball dislodged. Norton doing what he does best. And Travers from close range. It was caught between whether to bank it or throw it down, and then ended up doing neither. So a chance for the Hawks to expand the margin here. Froling against Manic in a battle of the beards. And they have lost control of the ball. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
Thanks, Corey.
You can see in the last 2 minutes in this first quarter, the defense has lifted and the energy has lifted for the Wildcats. Finish off this quarter with some sort of momentum. Because Illawarra, in this quarter, it's been all them.
Yeah.
Outside of those early turnovers, they have been full control of this game at both ends.
They're balling.
Rebounding very well, limiting Perth to just one shot.
And knocking down the shots on the other end.
And knocking down threes. George King, 13 points. Lockie coming in with 2 of 2 from 3. And again, we talked about it earlier in this quarter, doing it by committee.
Yep.
So far, so good.
The fact that they got a lead and Tyler hasn't really played great yet.
Good sign.
It's a good sign, yeah.
So the Wildcats have some work to do here, and Travis helps himself to the triple. That's going to ease the equation for them. Back to within 2. Travis now with 6 points. Ian Norton have 12, Perth 21. George King has 13. Of the Hawks 23. Later from Conlon wouldn't work. Frolling with the tip.
That's
nice
what
way to open his scoring again.
And that's what Florida can do. That's what he needs to do. Get on the offensive glass and play good defense.
First O board for the Hawks. It's 8 apiece in that category overall. And reaching in foul is going to be called on Tyler Harvey, his first. And the 8th team foul on the Hawks in this opening quarter. And Perth hasn't committed a foul as yet.
Please don't tell me they're over the limit right there. Maybe he didn't know. Because that...
They got 8.
They got 8.
You didn't know. If you don't know...
Dude, what kind of foul?
I know that's a stupid foul.
Of course it's a stupid foul. 100%.
You give him 2 points. You let Webster get his eye. That's a stupid foul.
So the Perth Wildcats hanging in there at the moment, but not getting much out of their imports. Of course, Tashawn Thomas coming out of that ankle problem inside the first few minutes. But Cotton led to score in the game on none of 2. And Manick yet to score in the game as well. So Hawks by 2, last play of the opening quarter. Been very happy with this equation. Frolling, Dent needs to get busy from deep, shut down, good defense.
That's great defense
by the Wildcats. They stop Hawks in their tracks there, but at quarter time it's Illawarra with a 2-point lead from RAC Arena in Perth. Round 2 of the Hungry Jacks NBL continues with the Hawks 25, leading Perth 23. Welcome back to RAC Arena, second game of our double-header here on a Saturday night in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Cairns upsetting the Phoenix at home a little earlier, and right now the Illawarra Hawks doing a good job of it against the Perth Wildcats, led by as many as 7 in that opening quarter before closing with a 2-point buffer. 25-23 is the equation. Tashawn Thomas off with an ankle problem early on, but they've done a good job of containing Bryce Cotton. The Hawks will be very happy with how this has unfolded so far, and with Corey Williams and Leonard Copeland. They've been impressive.
They have been. Look, and the most impressive thing is George King coming off that bench, knocking down shots. I mean, and they're wide open shots. and they're falling for him. So if he can continue to play well and the rest of these guys step up, they make some noise in Perth, which is hard to do.
The wraparound wouldn't work at Blanchfield. Tip-in not successful from Travers. Wildcats are 7 of 19 at 37% from the field and just 1 of 7 from deep. So with their issues in terms of converting now, Blanchfield off and running. Cotton in support. Goes the bounce pass when Cotton was jumping upstairs for the alley-oop.
Cotton went, throw that thing up, man. What's wrong? Cotton's like, hey, I can jump.
I'm playing above the rim here.
I mean, the way I look at it, that play, he should have just went all the way to the basket.
Yeah, sure.
Because Kevin White didn't commit overly to him, or else that would have been an easy layup.
Yeah.
He's playing both of them.
You learn that when you're under 10s. Keep going until someone stops you.
100%.
Yeah.
So Bryce Cotton opens his scoring account. So a chance now for Harvey. Comes up empty. So 25 apiece, minute played here in the second quarter. Hawks looking for their first score since quarter time, but at the other end it's Manick adding the 2. And with a 4-0 start as they did in the opening quarter to take the lead.
Energy's picking up at both ends. Luke Travers, so multi-dimensional, can put the ball on the deck and create for others. It's Manick, an easy assist.
Harvey misfires. Still waiting for his first points in the game. Now none of 3 from the field. Cotton for Webster. The dangerous 1-2 punch. This time Webster off the mark, following the rebound. Dean exploring, now shares it with Frolic.
And George King on the way back in the game.
Not before time as Harvey steps back and he nails the triple there. 6 of 11 from long range. The Hawks lead it by 1.
As a team shooting the ball well from the land of plenty. 2 of those guys that have a lot to do with it is checking back in, as you mentioned, Cole. It's a tough hit by Harvey from 3.
Travers, pocket pass picked off. Harvey has it. Hawks out and running here.
Floater coming up.
And can't connect.
He's just right there. I mean,
Webster with Cotton in support, threads the needle. He stepped out of court and he's been being nudged that way as well. Yeah, Bryce Cotton just suggesting I didn't actually step out of there by myself. 2.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. And a chance for the Hawks to extend the margin. Stent shrugs off Wagstaff. 6 points in the game. Dent. And a real surprise packet here in the early stages of the Humberjacks NBL23. Harvey inside. Matthew was there for a long time. Turns around, knocks down the shot for his first points in the game.
Coming off a really good performance on the defensive end last game as well. He's a big energy guy. A little bit of NBA experience as well.
Manick, one way, back the other, lost his footing.
Great defense, great defense.
It was.
And that's where he makes his money, on the defensive end.
So Manick, just the 2 points, but he's got 5 boards in the game so far. And head to the bench, just stretched the groin area there as he slipped. So I'll take a look at him. Still no return for Deshaun Thomas as yet either, after rolling that ankle in the first 3 minutes of the game. Dent picks up the dribble. Goes to the danger man in King. Hands over to Mathau. Against Majuk. Shot clock rolls to 5. Good pressure, Webster. Deng needs to get busy. And obviously the continuation waved away. Foul is called on the Wildcats. They're first in the game. Hawks have got 9 fouls so far. Wow. It's Webster's first.
9-1, huh? Where they playing? Perth? I say that because back in my day, we thought the same thing.
This is Den in traffic. Nothing young, slow pass. It's knocked down. Norton cleans up. Cotton with it next. Multiple screens from Norton and Wagstaff. He's working over Deng here, firing Cotton unsuccessfully. Bryce now none of 3 from the field. His only points from the strike.
It's really good defense right there on ball. Obviously the length of Deng contested Bryce Cotton's shot well.
Alex Madronya checks into the game. And impressed with his work for the Boomers as well in the Asia Cup. World Cup qualifiers. Underrated player. Nothing. Trying to barge over the top there of Wagstaff, who was standing there for a long time. It's the third person.
Yeah.
Wagstaff been doing this for years.
Years, Homicide, years.
Is there anybody in this league better at taking charges?
Nobody.
Active?
Nobody. Number one. Give me number 1.
Yeah. Let's go courtside. Damian Martin.
Yeah, that takes the foul count to 10-1. It's just good to see that for 38 consecutive years, the Wildcats aren't fouling at home. So that is great. I did have a question, though, for you off the back of Jesse Wagstaff drawing another charge. Can you remember any other player in the history of the game that would have more drawn charges than Wagstaff?
No, I can't. No.
Probably you.
Yeah, you. You be number 2.
I didn't ask the question hoping you'd mention me, but thanks, lads.
Oh, nice work inside. Coming from Deng. Add to his tally. Nice move.
Good job by Deng.
Something about those guys in Perth. They like to draw charges, don't they?
Timeout called by the Wildcats here. They've got their hands full. Hawks on top by 3. It's 32-29. 5:39 left on the clock until halftime. And take one for the team. George King cranked it up there in that opening quarter. Came on, knocked down 3 triples in a 90-second spurt that I think the Wildcats are still recovering from.
Hey, and they were quick, too, Casey. In the matter of 1 minute, he came on, wide open shot, felt good about it. Next play down the court, somebody's got to pick him up. The second one goes down. Now, okay, if you make 2 in a row, there's no way you're going to get a wide open shot on the third one.
He did.
He did. In a matter of 1 minute, he had 9 points and then a quick layup. He's feeling good about himself, and he's helping these guys stay in the game.
And, you know, as we mentioned again early in this game, others have to step up. You have to do it by committee, especially when you're shorthanded. Even when you have everybody healthy and playing against this team, Perth Wildcats, you got to show up.
100%.
And you know what? They've done that so far. Everybody has done their part. That's why they got the lead.
The NBL, not just the home of great basketball, but this season, with thanks to Latrobe Financial, we are giving away a guaranteed $50,000. Enter now at nbl.com.au/legends for your chance to win. All the details are there.
Corey, is that you?
Need to know.
Is that you, bro?
Yeah, that's me. I'm already tired of seeing me already. It's only round 2.
Great support from Latrobe Financial. Always great supporters of the Hungry Jacks NBL. Free throws to come here for the first time in the game for the Hawks. Perth at 10 of 12. And Deng makes no mistake.
Gotta give Deng a call, man. You gotta get those red tips out the top of his head. Man, what's going on, Deng? Come on, bro. Expect the call.
So the margin is 4. What's as big as 7 in favour of the Hawks in the opening quarter. So Perth that scored the first 4 points of the game thanks to Mitch Norton. They get Wagstaff a look, and he knocks down the 3. Well, they were only 1 of 8. Now it's starting to improve for them from deep.
Just a savvy veteran that knows how to play the game. Everything he does, you know, is based on experience, and he does it well.
You don't have 6 championships for no reason. He played a part in all 6 of them.
All 6 of them. And he's not done. And he's not done.
No. Commonwealth Games gold medalist. 3x3 star as well.
Just shows up, comes to work.
So professional.
Plays hard.
Did I hear that he was thinking about retiring, or was that no? Oh.
Let's see what the Hawks can come up with here. Single digits on the shot clock for them. Harvey. Puts to Frolling, who muscles his way down low, draws a foul on Majuk. Going to be his first personal, and free throws to come here for Frolling.
Hell of a drive.
He too has been very good for the Australian Boomers. Asia Cup and World Cup qualifiers as well, Sam Frolling. Free throw shooting not his strong suit though. 3 of 8, 38% coming into this game, but 11 points, 9 rebounds against Southeast Melbourne in the win on Thursday night.
And that's what he does. He brings that energy. Rebounding the ball, running the floor, playing good defense. They all have roles to play, and he does his role well.
Ekes out a 3-point edge for the Hawks. Middle stages of the second quarter. Bryce Cotton yet to hit a field goal in the game. Hawks doing a good job at the defensive end at the moment. Here's Travers. Blanchfield. Shot clock at 3. Madronya gets the long rebound. Hands off to Harvey. Got support ahead of him on both wings. He decides to slow it down here. They want Frolling inside. Attracted plenty of attention, but in a mismatch against Norton, helps himself to 2.
Great play.
Just great balance at both ends of the court. Coach Jacob Jackamus switching it up on defense, keeping the offense guessing, rebounding the ball well, and executing on the offensive end. And Mitch Norton having his way, a couple of inches on.
And if it wasn't for Norton, they wouldn't even be in this game.
Yeah. Recognizing the mismatch, taking advantage of it.
4 of 5 from
glass
the field.
work. Thank you. I am in a zone.
Get me the ball.
Grooving.
Get me the ball.
Grooving.
It's 6 of 7 now for George King. 3 of 4 from deep.
Turnover.
3 from inside the line.
Be smart. Be smart.
Oh yeah, good job.
Madronya switches to the left hand, adds another 2.
They're balling.
Well, John Riley's seen enough of this because they've opened up another 7-point lead here, the Illawarra Hawks. 3:28 to play in the first half, and the Hawks, well, they are looking very impressive indeed.
I mean, think about this. Tyler Harvey, 1 of 5. Tyler has 3 points. Everybody else has come to the party. They're getting it done on the defensive end, but here's what we're going to do right now.
Jesse, you get Nordo. LT, you'll be the point. Hey, if they're in that zone, okay, we're going reverse floppy. Reverse floppy play. They're going to bring the bigs high. So we got Bryce at baseline. Pin down, show yourself. Otherwise, if they stay with you, he's going to be wide open. Coming off this, and then active here, okay? Be active short corner and just stepping in for a post-up. D-trans, our ball pressure. Here we go.
Smart timeout by Riley. Try to get him back on track. Let's get Cotton going. Let's go back to what we know best.
I mean, honestly, they're doing a really good job of switching the defense, but also sticking with Cotton.
Yep.
The looks that he's had, make it tough for him, contest, rebound, push when we can, and execute in the half court, take care of the ball. Outside of those 3 turnovers early in the first quarter, Illawarra has been very impressive.
Yeah, I agree.
Mainly George King.
I agree.
Without a doubt, if you take Harvey out of the equation, the Hawks are 15 of 22 from the field.
Wow.
It's 73%.
That's unheard of in Perth.
Yep. Here's Wagstaff inside. Nothing on offer. Cotton fouled.
But that's what it takes to win in Perth.
Yeah.
You got to be exceptional.
Everybody else got to show up too. You got to hit those open shots. You got to make the right play.
Yeah, full credit to the Hawks, rocked by the injury to Justin Robinson, and news unlikely to play this year after the knee problem. Going for surgery on Monday, but they have answered the call as Brady Manick fires unsuccessfully. So he's now 1 of 3 from the field, including none of 2 from beyond the perimeter. And inside 3 minutes to play until half-time. Hawks have got this exactly where they want to be. Up 7, Madronya exploring, spinning on Travers. Nothing on offer down low. King off the front of the rim. And the ball comes back to him. He's having a night here, George King, and he continues to have a night. 17 points on 7 of 9. Damian Martin, what are you seeing courtside?
He is on fire, but I want to give a bit of love to the Hawks bench. I've been down their end for the majority of this quarter, and Mengo Mathiang, he has not sat down. He's on the bench because of foul trouble. He's dancing to the music. He's pointing to his teammates. It means I can't see a thing, so if anything happens, let me know. But I love the energy their bench, he in particular, is bringing, because you need that whenever you're on the road.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Especially in Perth. You need everything you can get.
So the margin is 7, a little over 2 minutes out from half-time. Frolling. Drew Manick out of the paint. Now wants the bound pass to Tyler Harvey, who comes up with the finishing touches.
They're so calm. Their offense is so calm on the side. It's just everything they do looks great now.
Travis turns down the 3. Looks to get feet in the paint. Automatic hot pass. Couldn't handle it. Turnover number 6 on the Wildcats. The Hawks have a same number in their category.
You can hear the frustration of Manick screaming out right there as the ball goes through his hands. He knows that he's not playing up to his potential. But I still believe in this young man. It's early, and he's special.
Oh, he can play.
Once he gets his feet on him and mentally sees a couple of shots going down, that's going to elevate his play.
Harvey bumped by Cotton.
It's happened. It's tough as a rookie, fresh out of college, going to any country outside of where you're from, America, and trying to find your feet. You know, this is not an easy league to just come in and play, and I don't care what your resume says from college. This is the pros, and it's difficult.
Absolutely.
So it's just right now, it's just about just continuing to play. You know, he'll be fine.
Whistle off the ball. 5th team foul going to be called here on the Wildcats, who had none in the opening quarter. Free throws to come. That escalated quickly for them.
And you know what? Here's what happened in the first quarter. Why it was 8-1. They weren't going to the basket because they was hitting a bunch of threes. And in this quarter, they started going to the basket more. So now they're in the bonus. They've gotten fouled.
Yeah.
So that was the difference in the first and the second quarter with that foul count.
Every time I see Lockie Dent, he looks more and more like Matt Campbell.
He sure does, doesn't he?
And I'm sure he must have styled his game and watched lots of video, because even his gait, his demeanour, the way he shoots the ball, the way he will sit down in a defensive stance, there's so much likeness between he and Matt Campbell. And at the moment, Lockie Dent, 8 points in the game, doing a very good job of it.
Matty, you got something to tell us down there? Matty Campbell.
I mean, it's just great to see, though, because obviously he's not tall. You know what I mean? And
he's taking advantage of his opportunity.
He's taking advantage, and he has to be.
There's your ball.
There he goes. Once he sees a couple drop in his confidence to shoot right up. But back to Dent, you know, there's 2 things he has to be exceptional in. Playing defense, stretching the floor, hitting the 3, but definitely taking care of the ball and running the team.
Cool.
There he is again.
There he is again.
George King picks up the foul. 7 of 9 from the field. King has 17 points. That's his 2nd personal.
That's his being smart and reading the offense, reading the player, knowing which way he's going. Because he's not the fastest guy on the court. He's playing smart basketball.
So the Wildcats can sense there's a moment here for them inside the last 60 seconds of this first half. They were down 7 in the opening quarter, down by as many as 11 here at one stage in the second. Sean Thomas off the floor since rolling an ankle early in the game. Cotton sneaks back door, adds the 2. He's got 6 now.
Right there, that's where Dent can't turn his head. You guard Cotton, you just stay with him.
100%, no help.
5 unanswered points from the Wildcats as we head in toward halftime. Frolling extra pass. Missed from close range initially there, Arnie Swakala-Bullock, but he cleans it up.
All right, just banged up. Probably banged knees a little bit. 1 possession left. Sort that out at halftime. You want to get a stop here. You up 8.
Bad knee and you're guarding Cotton.
Good luck.
That's not that good. Good luck. You're right.
So Cotton winds down the clock, now puts on the Jets, fires, can't connect. King had it, Dent with it now. From half court, let's fly. He wasn't far off the mark either. But the first half honours are certainly with the Illawarra Hawks here. They led by 2 at quarter time, and they've got an 8-point buffer here at the major break, 49-41. That's been impressive.
That's impressive. These guys come out and played extremely well together. Homicide said it. You gotta be a unit when you're playing in Perth, and they've done that. You know, led by the man George King. They're playing great basketball.
They have been most impressive. 58% from the field, 50% from deep. The Illawarra Hawks have really turned it on. And the Perth Wildcats have got their hands full here at the moment. Bryce Cotton, scoreless in that opening quarter, has 6 in the game. And we've mentioned to Sean Thomas, injured in that opening quarter as well. So it has been a tough night at the office for the Wildcats. But the star of the show has been this man, George King. He's standing by with Damien Martin.
He has indeed been the star so far. 17 points in the first half. What'd you make of it? In particular, your mindset walking into that third back-to-back three-pointer.
Play my game, take what the defense give me.
And what do you think Jacob's message will be at halftime? 8-point lead right now.
Keep your foot on the gas.
I love it. Best of luck in the second half.
Appreciate you guys.
He's letting his game do the talking at the moment, George King. 17 points on 7 of 9 shooting, including 3 rapid-fire triples. Has the Illawarra Hawks out by 8 points, 49-41. More Hungry Jacks NBL on a Saturday night coming at you right after this.
All Brisbane at the start of this game at RAC Arena.
Where is Bryce Cotton?
I had a rare form of epilepsy. It kept progressively getting worse. They didn't think I'd make it past 6th grade either, so they told my mom plan for the funeral. That's why we're 11. It's always been a lucky number. But the fact, too, they thought I would die when I was 11. It's a reminder of me to make the most of everything I can, not only on the court while I'm playing, but just in life in general.
They've been the benchmark for sustained success in Australian sport, the Perth Wildcats.
So Diana Taurasi, I mean, that's way back, so I might have been like 7 or 8 when I seen that. But it just, yeah, something about that documentary, it had me thinking like, okay, dang, like basketball is really cool. Like I think I want to do this.
Taurasi for 3. Oh, that's pretty.
I graduated high school with no scholarships at all. So I was trying to figure out what I was gonna do, and Providence offered me a few days before school started, and I didn't have a choice but to take it. But to end up going to a Big East school, it felt like, you know, okay, well, it's either gonna work or it's not. But I have to give it everything I got.
Guy just does what he does best. He's letting the Red Army know about it.
And I've still been running with that little opportunity.
The 3-time MVP looks in outstanding touch.
Every time I suit up on the floor, I take my warm-up off, touch the 11, look at it, pound my heart, and it's just a reminder, you know, make the most of the time you got.
How good is this man? What an afternoon he's having.
Great behind-the-scenes look there at Bryce Cotton and some of the adversity that he has had to overcome to be a 3-time MVP. In fact, top 3 in MVP voting last 5 years, runner-up last year to Adams as well. Corey Williams and Leonard Copeland here. He hasn't turned it on tonight so far, but the day ain't over yet.
I mean, it's King Cotton. We know whenever you play against he and his team out west, you gotta beat them 40 minutes. You have to show up for 40 minutes, and we know if he didn't show up at halftime, by halftime, you got a tough second half ahead of you.
Oh, it's coming. You can believe that. Quiet assassins is what I call them. You hear the story, and you know, it makes you, gives you goosebumps. I mean, this guy thought he was going to be dead, you know, and now he's the king of Perth, the king of the NBL, actually, because he's...
You hear that? The king of the NBL.
He didn't say the best ever, he said the king.
But he's the king. Right now, he's the best player in the league, by far. And expect him to come out this second half and do his thing.
Well, Damian Martin knows him better than most. Damo, you've had a lot of time there with Bryce Cotton. What do you see? What sets him apart from other players, good players, champion players that you've been associated with?
Just watching that highlight package and hearing him speak about his upbringing, he's so humble, he's so confident within his own ability, but that confidence is earned from hard work and consistently delivering at the biggest stage during crucial moments, but so humble, so down to earth, overcome a lot of obstacles. Nothing was handed to him. He had to go out there and earn it, and now he delivers, has a lot of fun playing a game he loves, but he understands it's just that. It's a game. He'll go home, he'll sleep at night, win or lose, and then he'll get up, go through it all again and work harder than anyone else, but an absolute great guy on and off the court, and you don't often get to say that, but he's as good as they come.
And Damo, we're going to take a look at some of the highlights here in the first half. What have been your impressions? Where do the Wildcats need to pick it up here at the moment? The Hawks doing a very good job.
Yeah, the Hawks have been great so far. They've probably got to be a little bit more fluid with their offense. I think they turned the ball over a few times. They need to apply a bit of pressure. For a long time, offensive basketball, their best offense comes from playing great D. And I don't think they're playing that up and in, get under your skin, get some deflections. With the exception of Jesse Wagstaff drawing some charges, he's been the only one really trying to get under the opponent's skin and then get out, get a stop, get out, run, have some fun.
We'll get back to Damo a little later in the game, but Corey Williams, Leonard Copeland here, hard not to be impressed by what the Hawks have done, backs against the wall in terms of not a lot of support for them in getting a win in Perth, but they look like winners right now.
Well, I got a checklist over here, JC. Turnovers, they took care of the ball. After the first 3 turnovers in this first quarter, they took care of the ball. Check. Rebounds, they took care of the boards. Check. Offense has been exceptional. You said it behind the 3 and in the paint. Over 50%, as we can see the stats right there. Defense, check, and they have Bryce Cotton in check so far in this first half. And free throws, they're 5 for 5. Great first half, and they have 49 points.
And that's hard to do in Perth.
100%.
Those screaming fans, let me tell you.
Yep, they've done a very good job of it. The Illawarra Hawks, 49-41 is the equation. Already we have seen an upset win by the Taipans over the Phoenix by 9 points. Come back, we'll show you the second half here on the Hungry Jacks NBL from Perth in just a moment.
Hey fans, this season with thanks to Latrobe Financial, we are giving away a guaranteed $50,000. And like these NBL legends, Wortho and Gibbo, you can be a Latrobe Financial legend. All you need to do is send in a clip of you making a half-court shot for your chance to win a semifinals opportunity to shoot from half court for $50,000. All thanks to Latrobe Financial. Head to the NBL website now to enter.
The Hungry Jacks NBL, not just the home of great basketball, but some legendary competitions as well. $50,000 up for grabs there, thanks to Latrobe Financial. As we get underway in the second half from Perth, Hawks hold an 8-point lead here at the moment. And Sam Brolin looking to expand that. A good look, couldn't convert, and Travers, starting the second half here, grabs the rebound. Note to Sean Thomas, since rolling that ankle in the early stages of the game. Manick hands over to Cotton, almost came unstuck. Norton with it next. Shot clock to single digits here, guarded by Dent. Wraparound play, Manick overdue from deep. Can't connect, and Deng grabs the rebound.
Even though he missed that shot, you can't afford to let him see that ring and take that shot on the side.
I agree, because that's what he can do. He can knock those bombs down from deep.
Hawks back to their original starting five, and Froling from close range adds to his tally.
And you know what? That's a better set. Put Froling in the post. Let him get the ball in, his eye in the rim. Then you step out. Don't start from the perimeter shooting threes. Good set.
Norton exploring to the baseline. Nothing on offer. Travis needs help. Blanchfield provides it. He fires the three. Caught the front of the rim. And again, the Wildcats come up empty from deep. 3 of 13. Hawks 6 of 13 in that category. Harvey, and foul going to be called on Deng here. His second personal.
And for me right there, Froling just scored on the block.
So go back to him.
Go right back to him. He's on the block. You don't need to run an offensive set.
But he was
the ball.
He was there waiting.
He was there already.
Yeah.
Worked last time. Yeah. Here's Cotton. Blue pass, Deng. Drop-off pass, and Manick gets a quick two.
That's way too easy.
That's a good job by Cotton, recognizing his rookie needs an easy bucket to get his confidence going. Could have easily laid that up with his left hand, but he decided to drop it off. Unselfish superstar.
Yep.
Dent, just the shot clock roll to 5, feeds Deng. He misfires. Manick grabs the rebound. Another 6 for him in that category to lead the game. And Cotton hands over to Travers. Turn Norton. Harvey guarding Cotton. He found a way beyond him and off the glass. Cotton adds 2 more.
And you know what? It was a good job by Harvey meeting him initially at that half court.
Yeah. But whoever set that screen has to...
No help. You got to help.
You got to bump Cotton.
If nothing else, switch.
That's right.
Here's Harvey in the paint. Unsuccessful with it. 2 of 7 from the field now. 29% Tyler Harvey.
Those are floaters that he's usually knocking down.
Yeah.
He's missed 4 of them.
Yeah.
Open looks.
Manick rolling to the hoop. Rejected. Good defensive starch there from Deng.
Get a good set here. Get a good look.
Harvey had it dislodged from behind by Norton. Got it back. Deng. No support ahead of him. Decides to fire nonetheless. It was a low percentage play. Blanchfield to Cotton, and now Travers downhill. He's shut down.
Slow it down. Get a good set. Get a good look.
And the pressure at the defensive end was good from the Hawks. Dent lob pass. Froling rolling to the hoop. Good
play.
too.
Now go back to him.
Right. Whenever they slow it down and run their offensive set, high percentage plays happen.
Yep.
They're in control of the game at both ends. That's why they have the lead. So they just need to take their time. And Lockie Dent with a great alley-oop play.
Absolutely.
Froling has his eye in the rim right now. You're absolutely right. Keep going to him.
Shot clock, red numbers. Cotton caught the front of the rim. They crash the boards, the Hawks, with multiple numbers, and Froling brings it down. Harvey.
Give me one.
Found an opening. Off the mark, so 1 of 3 from deep, 2 of 8 overall.
Perth get lucky right there.
Yeah.
So 4 minutes played in this third quarter. 4 points apiece since the break. Norton adds to his tally, now into double figures.
Beautiful take again. Great use of the body to create space. And Get that up on the
first wild in the double figures. Blanchfield, a miscommunication there. Deng was handing over. Harvey wasn't ready for it. Norton, the go-to man, this time can't connect. So the Hawks catch a break there. They lead by 6, middle stages of the third. Both teams have been in front in the first 2 quarters. Here's Deng open, again, unsuccessful. So they're none of 4 from deep in this quarter, the Hawks. Getting it all done from close range. Travers off glass, can't convert.
The Hawks have wasted 3 or 4 plays this quarter.
But you know what they have done as well? They've gotten it back on defense, though.
Absolutely.
If I miss or mess up on offense, if I'm not scoring, we can't allow you to score.
Right,
so they've done a good job, at least on the defensive end.
Rolling inside, kicks outside. Dent on the end of it. Couldn't get it over the front of the rim. So he's 2 of 5 from long range now. In fact, all 5 shots Dent has taken have been from 3-point territory. Cott, Travers, Norton. Good ball movement to Blanchfield, who's short. They're now 3 of 11 from the field in this quarter, Perth.
I had a question for you. Frawling scored twice on the box, on the inside here. What's wrong with putting him on the box and throwing the ball inside? Something simple.
It's only 2 scores that they've had this
only
quarter.
2 scores they've had, they refuse to go back to it.
Text the coach.
5.5 minutes played as Travers aggressively down low. Couldn't get it done. Deng, Swakala Bullock from close range, talked out of the points. Whistle provided now. Free throws to come here for Illawarra.
Good hands by Brady Manning. This foul right there, Deng. Going up for 2. Really shouting out instructions to his team.
Well, they've got their hands full here at the moment. Perth Wildcats down 6 as we go courtside to Damien Martin.
Defense out there, although I've got a feeling it's more off the back of some open shots that have been missed. Just loving what I'm seeing from the Hawks. Their ball movement has been incredible. They're making the extra pass, finding the open man, and it's just causing the Wildcats guys to have to close out and at times close out late. If they start knocking down some threes, the Cats could be in some trouble.
Deng makes the adjustment and the back end there. So margin is out to 7. We have a little over 4 minutes out from 3-quarter time. Wagstaff gets it from Cotton. Hands over. Cynic getting involved. Back to Cotton, who works inside. Can't convert. White touch pass. Mathiang back out on the floor, playing with those 3 fouls. And here's King, a little out of control. Called for the offensive foul.
And that's where a point guard, Kevin White, in that situation, needs to grab the ball, settle everybody down, and run an offensive set. Put everybody in the right position and get it going.
100%. 100%.
Third foul on George King as well, along with Mathiang. Wouldn't want that number to be growing in this third quarter. We've still got just over 3.5 minutes left until the final break. Nice pass inside Cotton Wagstaff. Good extension. Got the shot off quickly before it could be defended. The Wagstaff into double figures. He has 10.
That was a tough finish. Illawarra doing a really good job with rim protection in this game.
King, dispossessed, has to go and retrieve the ball. Shot clock winds to single digits now. Mathiang, pass down a little lower. White couldn't get it done. So a chance here for the Wildcats, trying to grab some momentum. They were down 10. They've shaved it to 5. And that's good aggressive work there from Sunik as he goes to work, draws a foul on Madronya.
Good tough young player coming off the bench. Can shoot the ball and put the ball on the deck, as we've seen. Gets his shoulders at the end, right in front of Madronya. Takes the hit, creates space high off the glass. He goes to the line for 3 the hard way after this timeout.
Timeout called. 3:01 on the clock. To Sean Thomas there with the ankle iced up. Rolled that inside the first 3 minutes. And hasn't been able to return. It's a blow for the Wildcats, undoubtedly. He had 12.6 assists in the opening game win against Brisbane, where they won at 87-73. Their form during the Blitz was good as well, but Cairns by 18, beat the Phoenix by 16, and then ran into a hot Melbourne United. But they've just been on the back foot here almost from the get-go, the Wildcats.
They have been. We know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see the Hawks come down and post George King up, because Cotton's guarding him. Now, Cotton is a great player, but he's not known as a defensive stopper. King's much bigger. Throw it inside, see what happens. Or run him off a couple of screens and get him a good look. He's obviously the man on offense, so let's get him a couple of plays and get him going. Once he gets going, it opens it up for everyone else.
George King had 17 at halftime on 7 of 9 shooting, and those numbers haven't changed since then. Almost 7 minutes played here in this third quarter. And Kyle Zunic to the free throw line for the extra, so the margin has been cut back to 2.
Illawarra have to be mindful the rest of this quarter, because as you just said, George King has 3 fouls and he's guarding Cotton. You do not want him to get that fourth in this third. Let's keep an eye on that.
Just 5 points in this quarter for the Hawks. It's dried up at the offensive end for them. And making heavy weather of this as well. Conrad can't convert. Well done, Webster. Dragged down the loose ball rebound.
It's funny how you see things when you're not playing anymore. Webster, Cotton, Zunic, 3 very small guards. Surely there's a mismatch out there somewhere. Surely.
Let's see if the Hawks can exploit it. They're 2 of 13 from the field in this quarter. 20%. Here's White. Madronya against Cotton. Shot clock winds to 5. Madronya caught in the corner here. Goes on with the dribble. Finish just wouldn't work for him. Good wrestle for the loose ball here and make the player.
Okay.
Prepared to give it up.
I like it.
Love to see both teams hustling. Mango comes out of there. Of course, Mango's in there.
Of course, Mango's in there.
Madronya
nice
almost
drive,
finished a beautiful reverse.
Okay.
A little bit of wrestling going on.
Gotta love it. Well, game on a knife's edge. 2 minutes to play in the third. 2 points the difference.
Well, am I asking for something? I mean, I see 3 small guys out there, and nobody's thought about posting up.
I'd like to see something, a high percentage play, because at the moment the Hawks' offense is dried up.
Oh, yeah.
As Cotton dribbled into a trap, needs help, provided here by Zunic, who turns around. His shot off the mark. Conrad hands over to Dent.
Let's see if Dent will run an offense where they can take advantage of a mismatch.
King. Well, John really thought he traveled.
Oh,
didn't
my
see it that way.
goodness.
King,
we need a replay on that. We need a replay on that. Is that behind the back from the 3? One dribble? Mid-range?
Wagstaff got it from Cotton. Feeds Webster. Caught it in rhythm. A little deep with the 3. Mathian grabs the rebound. His third of the game, but here's Conrad going back to King. Against Cotton. He reaches in from behind, dislodged the ball.
Back him down.
Now he's worked into a double team.
Somebody's open.
Good hustle from Bryce Cotton.
Great defense.
Real good defense. Got him on that last possession. I like, there we go. Amy replays.
Your play.
Dent. Oh, excuse me. Amy replay skips it. Dude, he pump fake, hard closeout, threw it behind the back. One dribble, mid-range, bucket.
Oh, net.
King is hooping.
Shot clock at red numbers again for the Hawks here. Then in trouble against Webster, and they're not going to get it off in time, so the shot clock expires on the Hawks.
These are the mistakes you cannot make going into the fourth quarter in Perth.
Real good defense, that possession by the Wildcats, though. They turned it up a bit. Can they get a bucket right now?
Well, the Hawks had 25 in the opening quarter, 24 in the second, and they've had 7 here in the third. And the Wildcats right back in the frame here. Good pass. Manning threw it down on top of George King.
Welcome to the NBL.
Good backdoor finish. Luke Travers. George King lucky to not get his fourth.
Dent trying to give it up. Finds Conrad. Here's King. Defies the three and came up with his fourth triple of the game.
He said, listen, good move.
I'm coming back.
But I'm getting mine too.
At half court, the Wildcats go on the three-quarter time buzzer. Can't get it done. With a quarter to play, it is up for grabs, and the Illawarra Hawks are in front by 5. It's Illawarra 59, the Perth Wildcats 54 as Luke Travers jumps upstairs on your Saturday night action here in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Welcome back to RAC Arena. The Illawarra Hawks have been doing a very good job of it here tonight, led by as many as 7 in the opening quarter, by 11 in the second, by double figures again in the third. But as we turn for home here, the Wildcats are coming, and they've got it back to within 5, despite the best efforts of George King, who's 22 points on 9 of 11 shooting and 4 of 5 threes, has been the dominant individual force. So possession arrow is here with the Perth Wildcats, and they have got some work to do. Big challenge for them, but we know at home they are such a tough cover. Here's Norton, and being fouled as he went hard to the hoop.
Speaking of tough, he's been very tough.
All afternoon.
Yeah, offensively and defensively.
He's just had his way with any defender with his ability to penetrate and get in the paint.
So Cotton sitting down at the start of the final quarter here with his 8 points. 6 in the first half. Mitch Norton has been so effective. 11 points in the game. Only George King with 22 has more. He's also got 3 assists. No one has more in that category. And you know that you're going to get 100% hustle from Mitch Norton as well.
He's brought his game today. He's carried his share of the load.
Particularly in games when things aren't going right is when you find Mitch Norton doing his best work.
Absolutely. Hard-nosed player. Reminds me a lot of Damo.
Yep, without a doubt. Good hustle here from the Perth Wildcats. They get a stop as well. Travers. Now Blanchfield. He's had a quiet night. None of 7 from the field, Todd Blanchfield, including none of 4 from deep. A little gun shy here in the last quarter. I don't think Corey Webster fits into that category at all. He knocks it down, and the Wildcats are back on level 2.
That's why they brought him to Perth. This is why they brought it. When Cotton's down, give the ball to Webster. He'll get you going.
This is where he needs to fire up. He and both Blanchfield, especially with Cotton off. You see their defense picking up right now.
Dent gets it back from Swakalabulik. Shot clock works to 6. Dent decides to go solo off the front of the rim. So the Wildcats with a chance here to retake the lead for the first time since the early minutes of the second quarter. Norton, is he the man? Takes on Harvey, who is called for his second person.
And Norton showing his, again, ability to turn the corner. He has big, strong shoulders, so he can take the hit, absorb it, and keep going to the basket. He goes to the line for 2 with their chance to get the lead.
One of the toughest Australian players you've ever seen. Again, he reminds me of Damian Martin because he plays hurt. He's diving after balls. He's playing defense. Probably a little bit better offensive player than Damian Martin. No, I'm sure he'll come back at me on that one.
Oh, he's waiting. Wait till we turn that mic on.
Yeah, I'll take a comparison to Mitch Norton any day. He is on fire. The biggest difference, though, is actually I think I gave away a lot more cheeseburgers than he ever has.
Well, the Wildcats are back in front. What, against the grain? Oh, it has to be said. 19 points to 8 is the run since Illawarra opened up a double-figure lead with the first score of the third quarter. And they just can't get the 3-ball falling at the moment. They were 6 of 12 at half-time from deep. They've got 1 of 10 here in the second half as Manic adds another 2. Jacob Jackomas wants time out because the Wildcats are threatening to stomp all over the Hawks. 62-59, timeout called, 8:12 to play. Well, they let the Wildcats just hang around, and now their offense has gone cold, and all of a sudden the fans have got excited in Perth, and the Wildcats are looking irresistible.
Whenever you play against Perth Wildcats, you have to play an exceptional game for 40 minutes. Don't think for a second, a couple of turnovers, a couple of missed shots, they'll turn it back on just like they have right now.
How many times have we seen this happen over and over and over again? Teams go in there confident. They get the lead. The little mistakes, I spoke about it earlier, the little mistakes gives these guys lights. And then the fans are behind them. And once Cotton knocks down a couple of shots or people start knocking down shots, it's over. They're coming. They're coming.
Now it's over to Illawarra. Let's see what offensive set they come out to counter.
So a little over 8 minutes on the clock. Wildcats down 11 as we went into halftime with a minute to play in the third, and then down 10 at the start of the third, and now they're on top by 3. And the Illawarra Hawks shot the lights out in the first quarter and continued in the second quarter, but from long range, just 1 of 12, 1 of 10 in fact, from long range since halftime.
Harvey's been off. I mean,
but to be honest with you, Harvey's off, and so is Cotton.
Yep.
This is a game where all the reserves are having to step up and do more. That's what it's the battle of.
Nice finish from Wani Swakalabulik, the former Wildcat.
Welcome to the game, Wani.
And that's a much-needed basket to calm the nerves of Illawarra, and the penetration continues.
Travers, the O-board, monstered, and he's off to the free throw line.
And that is King's 4th personal foul. What they didn't do in the first half is what they're doing now.
Right.
Perth Wildcats crashing offensive boards and coming up with the rebound. Illawarra doing the complete opposite of what they were doing in the first half, limiting Perth Wildcats to 1 attempt.
That's right.
So the Wildcats, good win against the Phoenix on Thursday night. They're back up the next morning, travelled to Perth. Is the fatigue factor going to kick in down the stretch here? What have they got left in the tank? Because right now, things are starting to slow down for them at the offensive end. They find themselves down 2 here. 7.5 to play.
What worked for Illawarra in this game, giving the ball to that man, 13 White, inside, Frawling, and George King. Obviously, it's money time, so you're going to have to hopefully see Harvey start being more assertive and making plays happen, as well as number 11 in the red.
You just entered the money. It's money time.
It's money time.
So Webster sits down. 5 points on 1 of 5 shooting.
Go inside, man. Go inside one time.
Swakala bullet. King against Travers again. He's going to fire from deep, and he's off the mark.
Good defense by Travers, making it tough for him. King has shot the ball exceptionally well. 9 of 11 prior to that miss. Toughest contest tonight for him.
But you got to find better shots, especially now. It's fourth quarter, it's 7 minutes to go. You got to get good shots, good looks every time down the court. No turnovers. And if they don't fall, they don't fall. But you got to get better looks if you expect to win in Perth.
Just 2 points in this quarter. We played almost 3 minutes for the Illawarra Hawks. Dent needs a look. Bounce. Ball deflected. King firing. Can't get it to go. Blanchfield the rebound. They're energized at the moment, the Wildcats, and Cotton off and running. Behind the back, Manick. Blanchfield. Hasn't hit from the field in the game, Blanchfield. Now reluctant to shoot, so they go to Zunic. Single digits on the shot clock. Zunic behind the back takes on Harvey. Tough shot, couldn't get it to go. Good defensive pressure here from the Hawks, but what have they got at the offensive end? That's the question. Harvey, King, ball bounces to Dent. And they'll have to reset here. Harvey elects to fire, and he's off the mark. Cotton with the loose ball rebound.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
Firing the 3 ball is Zunic. He's off the mark. Blanchfield keeps it alive. Manick.
That's what you don't want.
Cotton. He can't get it to go. Blanchfield. That is off the mark. Under pressure from Deng. All knocked down out of court. Hawks get possession.
Illawarra come up lucky that possession because Perth energy has lifted. That is their 3rd offensive opportunity that they missed. So Illawarra have to do a better job boxing out. Their energy has lifted. Perth has been here time and time again. They understand what this moment is. Illawarra have to go back to what they were doing earlier in this game.
Damian Martin, courtside.
Yeah, completely correct about the energy. It's been amazing. It's off the back of a John really inspired timeout. He was motivational in the last couple of timeouts they've had. So much so that I was ready to go out there and play, but no one wants to see that. I started sweating just thinking about the idea, but I just want to give some credit to John really inspiring his players, and they're backing it up.
Hamza, what just happened? Tell me what just happened.
He got a dunk because he was in the paint.
So, okay.
Stick to that.
He scored 3 times when they threw the ball inside. Let's go inside again.
Here he is, Frolling defending Majuk. Worried him out of the points, gets the rebound. Leonard Copeland and Corey Williams in commentary believe that Sam Frolling is the key to this game. They roll it down to him once more. The pass for King is knocked down by Blanchfield. Comes back to King. Now they reset. Deng. Outside. Dent.
Coming up big. Listen, first game he had 19. Second game he had 9, if I'm correct. Now he's in double digits. 2 of his last 3 games. Dent coming up with a big hit that puts Illawarra back ahead with under 5 left.
They lob it down low for Wagstaff. Shut down by King. Wagstaff takes him on though, couldn't finish it, and Frolling had the ball knocked out of his hands and out of court. And the Hawks will restart here. 4:47 to play. Illawarra in front by 3. And timeout has been called here. Well, in the earlier game tonight where the Cairns Taipans defeated the South East Melbourne Phoenix by 9, Jenny Scream was in commentary with us, and she's got something now that she'd like to share with us.
Thanks, Case. Earlier tonight, I said something culturally insensitive about Keanu Pinder, which I'd like to correct and apologise unreservedly for. I said Keanu was from the Torres Strait, when in fact he is a proud Aboriginal man from Derby and someone who loves representing his family and community. To Keanu and his family, and anyone I offended in saying what I said, I am deeply sorry, and I acknowledge I made a mistake. I need to be better, and again, I apologise for the offence I have caused. I have the utmost respect for Keanu and what he has achieved as a person and as a player.
Comments there from Jenny Screen.
Easy.
So Jenny was wanting to apologise and has done so. And right now, here with less than 5 minutes to play, the Illawarra Hawks are threatening a major upset. 6 of the first 8 games of the season were won by the home team. But things have turned, particularly tonight with Cairns upsetting the Phoenix at John Cain Arena, and now the improbable, the Illawarra Hawks in Perth. Jacob Jacomas coming off his first win as a head coach on Thursday night. And despite losing a star import through injury to Justin Robinson and may not play a game this year, he'll have surgery tomorrow on a knee, or on Monday in fact. Well, the Hawks are digging deep here.
If they're smart, Case, they run some plays, get some good looks, give themselves a chance. Don't come down, rush the shot. Don't take bad shots. Don't turn the ball over. Give yourself a chance.
I really like, for Illawarra, that Frawling matchup with the rookie Brady Manning.
Every time.
Get the ball inside to him. Let him get a touch. Let the defense make him make a play.
I got one better than that. Run your point guard across center screen. If they switch, better. If they don't, he's still.
I just have to clarify. You want to be asking for hand foul? That's what I'm going to tell you. We play center. We have a coach's challenge on the foul on 24 for a push.
So John Riley challenging the call on Wagstaff. Coach's challenge is always a mixed bag. Let's see. Well, the contact from the other replay seemed to suggest it was more Norton that pushed Deng down. We'll see it from this angle a little better. I'm not sure Wagstaff. As you can see,
oh yeah, he took him out on the leg accidentally.
So Michael Aylen was happy to appease John Riley in the coach's challenge, and the foul was initially called on Wagstaff, but as we could see from the other replay, it looked as though Norton was more.
Boom, Norton got his knee.
Norton got him.
The coach's challenge is unsuccessful. The call on the floor is confirmed. The foul will remain on red 24. We will restart with side ball to Illawarra.
I would like to see the ball go inside. That is a mismatch. Right now, usually it's Tyler Harvey that usually they look to at this time in the game. You don't have to. He doesn't actually have the mismatch.
That's right.
The toughest defender's on him on ball.
And Frawling's proven you get it down low to him, he can score. Especially this
taking my chances with that one-on-one.
Every time.
Big opportunity here for the Illawarra Hawks. On their first 2 games in the Blitz, then lost to Sydney, and then they defeated the Phoenix on Thursday. So Frawling with it now. Shot clock at 10. But then tried to thread the needle. Foot violation. They reset the shot clock. Good challenge, pressure cooker challenge, in fact, for the Illawarra Hawks in this experienced outfit. Harvey, back for Frawling. Down on the low block, and they get the dunk.
Oh, thank you.
Easy touch.
Thank you.
Margin out to 5. Tick over 4 minutes left on the clock here from RAC Arena in Perth. Second of our doubleheader here on a Saturday night in the Hungry Jacks NBL. The Hawks are looking strong, but still have to get to the line. Manning, he's short on the front of the rim. 1 of 5 from long range now. And the Wildcats 4 of 22 overall at 18% from long range. Just hasn't been their night from deep as Harvey. Harassed by Norton, hands over. Deng decides to fire him a Manning off the mark. Blanchfield the rebound, and now Cotton. Needs something from Bryce to score in this quarter. Blanchfield to hit a field goal in the game. And Norton takes on Frawling down low, and the ball trickles out of court. Hawks will get possession.
That's good defense, but what I do like about what they're doing, see, Norton just trips up.
Rolled his ankle.
Tripped up by himself. Nobody even touched him. Turnover. But what I do like on the defensive end, what Illawarra is doing is blanket defense on Cotton.
I see it. You see
George
it?
King.
Yes.
Dude, they're turning the game into a 4-on-4.
Yes, they are.
And living with whatever's happening. Can they get another basket? Will they go back inside to the big fella?
Let's hope so.
Here's Deng.
We seem to want it more than they do.
Now Froling, guarded by Manning. Pass for Harvey, too much on it. Travers gets the loose ball. Door just slightly ajar here for the Wildcats. And Bryce Cotton's about to kick it open.
There it is. There it is. Here it comes. You know you're outside and you feel the rain coming. You hear it drop on your forehead. It's coming.
Inside 3 minutes to play. Wildcats close to within 2. Best fans in the business start to find their voice as well. Harvey down to the baseline. Nothing on offer. Shot clock to 7. King against Travers. Fires baseline. Short-armed it. Well done, Deng, to keep it alive.
You got to take that one-on-one.
He had Webster on his back.
Losing my mind
with King down to the baseline. He can't get enough on the shot, and now Travers will bring Perth forward with a chance to retake the lead.
He's got a mouse in the house.
Cotton for the lead.
He had a layup
to the 3, and his dent. Now King, who may have travelled, and they turn the ball over, and a chance for the Wildcats once more.
And you know why he traveled? Because he's thinking about Norton potentially taking a charge, and he getting his.
And he was ready for it too. Yes. Ding's got a mouse in the house, and he throws the ball out. These young guys today, I don't know. I don't get a case. I don't understand the case.
14 turnovers now for the Hawks. Travers in the corner. Puts the Wildcats back in front with 2 minutes to play.
Travers with a big 3-point hit. 12 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. Second 3 of the night.
Almost a steal. In fact, he's got it now. And foul is going to be called here on Deng. So it's going to be his 3rd personal. 14 foul on Illawarra in this quarter.
Travers, great anticipation of that pass. Comes up with a steal. Gets foul. Looks like he probably rolled that ankle a bit, but he's a tough customer. He's fine. Especially when you go into the free throw line for 2.
Every time. Every time.
Rolling, he's shaking that off.
So we're going to review the call here.
And as great as Illawarra's played tonight, they made some mistakes that can hurt you in Perth.
And a clear path foul here.
That's not a clear path. He's right next to him.
Right next to him, yeah.
See the Amy replay.
Unsportsmanlike foul.
What?
2 in possession.
2 and possession with 1:47 to play.
It's not a great call. I think that's a great call at this time of the game. They're standing next to each other.
And so Travers will go to the free throw line here. 2 of 3 so far tonight. Sense that he's in for a big season, Travers, and he's provided some early signs of it here. So 6 of his 14 has come in the last quarter here. And the offense has dried up for Illawarra. They had 49 at halftime and 19 since.
Did you ever think we'd be in a game?
Here's Cotton stepping outside to double the lead from 3. Couldn't get it to go, and Deng the rebound. So 90 seconds to play.
Case, would you ever think we'd be in a game where Lockie Dent has outscored Bryce Cotton? And he's going for another.
Oh, Cotton stripped him of it. Came up with a loose ball.
That must have hurt me.
Cotton with 11. Lockie Dent with 11.
This is going up.
Little over a minute out from a decision here. Shot clock to single digits. Cotton for Travers against Deng. May have travelled. It goes on whistled. Webster for the finishing touches.
And that is exactly why they signed Corey Webster.
Every time.
When Bryce Cotton is having an off night and a lot of pressure's on him, swing it to him. He'll knock it down.
11 unanswered points from Perth. King
right back at you.
answers.
Right back at you.
1 possession game. 25 points. 10 of 16.
He's not only in my starting lineup, he's my go-to.
5 of 8 from the 3. Can they get a stop? Oh, get the ball back to Cotton.
Shot clock to 5. What has Bryce got for us? This step back triple is a little deep. Loose ball. Harvey's got it. And bounces into Norton, who's going to be called for the foul. But they do have fouls to give here. It's a 3rd team foul on Perth in this quarter.
You just said it a while ago. He's not only in the starting lineup, he's your guy.
He's my guy.
You got to go back to George King.
100%.
5 of 8 from the land of plenty.
100%.
25 points. 10 of 16.
Well, they led by as many as 11 in the second quarter, the Hawks. They led by 10 in the third. And they can slow it down here and look for overtime. And Harvey has been called for the foul. And the Hawks turn it over with 13.9 on the clock.
Here's my question, though. Here's my question. Harvey's 2 for 11. 2 for 11.
1 of 6.
And you're running a play for Harvey to tie it up?
I go back to the hot hand who just hit the 3.
Come on, man. I'm getting too old for this game, I think. I think I'm getting too old for this game. The amount of mistakes these guys are making is...
The Hawks will look to foul here and send the Perth Wildcats to the free throw line. They lead by 3. Free throws to come for Bryce Cotton, who's 2 of 2 so far in the game. We've got 10.3 seconds on the clock. And this is one that's got away from the Illawarra Hawks. Down the stretch, they just haven't been able to close out the game. And Bryce Cotton walks to the free throw line, having not missed from the stripe this season so far.
Well, Case.
Just adjusting the clock here. But it's slipping away from the Illawarra Hawks, who led by 5 with 4 minutes on the clock. And since then, they've hit 1 field goal. And the Wildcats have had 13 points of their own. So Perth by 5, 10.9 to play. And it looks as though the Wildcats are going to get out of jail here when the Hawks, for a vast majority of this game, had it exactly where they wanted it, Lennart.
They did, and they just didn't take advantage of their opportunities. I thought they should have got the ball down low a lot more. They're running plays for guys that aren't really in the game, and Perth taking advantage of it. You cannot go up in Perth and make these kind of decisions in the fourth quarter, because you're not only playing against the Wildcats, you're playing against their fans. The fatigue, the flight takes you, 8 hours, 10 hours to get there these days. So, you know.
It takes 40 minutes to beat the Wildcats, and the decisions that you make in the first half of the game, you got to be sharp at the end of the game and make those sound decisions, because that's just the difference in winning and losing a game on the road, especially in this arena, like you've been saying.
The Wildcats 7-7 at home last year, on their way to a 5th place finish, 16-12 record. They actually won more games on the road than at home last year, the Wildcats. Very rare to have them at a 500 clip at home. 13-5 the year before when they lost the grand final to Melbourne. 11-3 at home, and they defeated Sydney in the championship decider prior to that. The Hawks down 5, 10.9 on the clock. Stent restarts, and they've cocked it up. He was looking for Conrad, and they're not even going to make a play on it here. So that broke down dramatically.
Self-inflicted wounds will kill you every time.
Yep.
Norton, they'll foul quickly and send Norton to the free throw line. 13 points for Mitch Norton. 3 assists. He's been a warrior for them again. But Illawarra are going to rue the one that got away here.
Absolutely. Anytime you can be in a game in Perth when your best player, Harvey, is 2 for 11, then you've done some good things. The mistakes came in the 3rd and 4th quarter when they didn't take advantage of
opportunities. I mean, think about it. Like, Sam Froling was on the perimeter a lot of that fourth quarter. When they did give him the ball inside, he scored. They stopped going there. George King hitting shots. When the game is on the line, the decision was to go away from him.
Well, the Illawarra Hawks were brave, but the Perth Wildcats were superior, and they have come from 11 points down in the second quarter to prevail here by 6 points at full time at RAC Arena in Perth. It's the Wildcats 77, the Illawarra Hawks 71.
Perth Wildcats made the right plays down the stretch of that game. Their energy lifted. Defensively, it lifted. Hit key baskets. Luke Travis in the corner hit a three. Cotton hits a three. Good game. It wasn't a true Perth Wildcats win that we're used to seeing, but they got it done nonetheless.
That's right. They did enough. Did a great job on Cotton. Cotton still managed to get 14 points, but it was some of the mistakes that they made that hurt them.
Self-inflicted wounds, as you say, Copes. 18 turnovers, and the Wildcats took 25 free throws to 7.
Wow. So it is. And you're still in the game, and you still got a chance. Wow.
Well, let's credit the Wildcats too, because tough circumstances for them. Tashawn Thomas going down with an ankle injury inside the first 3 minutes, unable to come back. And so that disrupted them significantly. Blanchfield, of course, had a quiet night, going none of 8 from the field. Still found a way.
Still found a way. And again, it's, you know, it's doing it by committee. Mitch Norton, 14. Luke Travis, 14. 7 rebounds. Jesse Wagstaff, 10 points. Not to mention Corey Webster with 8.
And they'll be happy with that. The great escape they pulled off, the Perth Wildcats here, 77-71, backing up their opening round win against Brisbane, where it was 87-73. So both home games keeping their opponents into the 70s gives you a chance, and some of their D was very good tonight. Let's get to courtside for some reaction with Damien Martin.
Yeah, with our player of the game, Luke Travis, 14 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, one of which was a massive one, led to the fast break. They had to review whether you fell on your mullet or whether it was an unsportsmanlike. You knocked down the free throws. The rest is history. What did you make of the game?
Obviously, it's a lot of fun to be back in front of the Red Army. Yeah, it's no atmosphere like it, but just doing my role on both ends is what I like to do. So, yeah, to get the stop at the end and knock down a 3 as well, it definitely helps. So, a lot of confidence.
Over 10,800 fans here tonight to support you guys. That three-pointer, what was the mindset? Because it looked like you had no doubt whatsoever. As soon as BC kicked it on, it was going up.
Yeah, like I've said, the confidence is at an all-time high right now. So anytime BC is getting covered like that and there's a lot of guys open, yeah, just sit up and knock down the shot.
Quick turnaround, you got Cairns on Monday. What would the message be from JR now?
I think just keep the momentum going. Obviously, they're a good team, a young, exciting team as well. So they're going to come out with a lot of energy. So weathering the storm's a big one for it, and yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Great game by you. Congrats on the win, mate.
Yeah, busy, hectic schedule for the Wildcats, heading off to face Cairns on Monday night. Cairns winning earlier this evening as we take a look at the Luke Travers highlights here, and the Foot Locker player of the game. The great news is he receives a $250 Foot Locker gift card.
More important, he got a win as well to go with that. And as he said, confidence at an all-time high. Luke Travis doing a little bit of everything. Can put the ball on the deck, as you can see, create for others. There's that 3-ball that has been the weakest part of his game, and he's showing so much confidence, especially tonight, 2 of 2. And that's the type of, he's the guy that's 2IC is what I call it, second in charge. When things aren't going well with Cotton in the front leading, he steps up. 14 points, 7 rebounds. You see the numbers. I ain't got to repeat it. Play of the game by Foot Locker, Luke Travis. Great job today.
Wildcats get it done despite shooting 7 of 28 at 25% from long range. So they didn't have a great night at the office, but they've got the win, and that's the most important thing as they look ahead now to a trip to Cairns on Monday night. So we'll be back to wrap this up in just a moment. Stay with us here. More for you on the Hungry Jacks NBL Saturday Night Extravaganza right after this. back to Hungry Jack's NBL on a Saturday night here, and the Perth Wildcats, despite being down 10 points in the third quarter, 11 earlier to that in the first half, they find a way home to win it 77-71 by 6 points. Hawks had a 5-point lead with 4 minutes to play, couldn't close it out, Corey, and they had their chances.
You know what? We've seen this time and time again in RAC Arena specifically. I got this checklist, man. In the first half, it was all blue.
Yep.
Like a school report card. It was all blue, you know? Parents come to school, how's your kid doing? I got it all blue. But when it's all red, you know it's bad. So I'm going to go through this checklist. Turnovers, second half.
Too many.
No good. Did they rebound the ball well? No, they didn't. Offensive, how was their offense? It was non-existent. Threes, was they knocking down threes like they did in the first half? No. It's all red. Defense, how was their defense? Suspect. Free throws, they didn't even get to the free throw line. Loss. These are the things you have to make sure you do well when you're playing against this feisty team out west. Anywhere, but definitely out west. And that's what cost them the game.
I just think, look, whatever John really said to them at halftime, they came out, the defense, they picked up the intensity in the third quarter, and it looked like it was two different teams. I thought Illawarra made some mistakes down the line. They should have gone inside a little bit more, because whenever they went inside, they scored. They just looked like they were out of whack on the offensive end.
Let's have a look at some of the visuals on this, highlights of the second half. Thanks very much to Hungry Jacks. And when they did get inside to Frolling, it was good. And they did a good job on Bryce Cotton as well. They restricted him to just 6 points in the first half, and we're all over him. But that's what you were talking about right there.
Absolutely. You know, their guards were very good. Perth's guards were very good in the second half. But then, as well, Illawarra had some great shots as well. I just think if I'm Illawarra, I got to find ways of taking advantage of things. And they had 3 small guards on the floor at one stage. No one looked to post up. Those are the kind of things you have to do when you're playing the Perth Wildcats in Perth.
And self-inflicted wounds largely there in that fourth quarter, because as I mentioned, they were out by 5 with 4 minutes to play. The turnover count in the last quarter was 7-1, Illawarra. And we credit Perth, they cranked up the D there. They made opportunities, but also some self-inflicted wounds there from the Hawks.
100% majority of it was self-inflicted wounds, as we can look at the match stats. Man.
They've rebounded the ball better, the Hawks. They've shot the ball better from long range and also from the field. Couldn't get to the free throw line as much, obviously, and that's a glaring disparity there when you consider it's a 6-point game. But what we saw from George King tonight, well, that's certainly something for the Hawks fans to get excited about. Not the win, but the way he turned it on. Hit 3 threes in a minute.
He's in my starting 5. He's my go-to guy because it takes pressure off Harvey. And you got a guy that can shoot the ball this well. He's smart. He didn't force anything. Most of his shots were open shots. And he's confident. You can tell he's a confident player. And he's a willing passer, passed the ball well, rebounded the ball, 25 points off the bench. He's in my starting 5.
I liked everything I saw from him outside of him getting in foul trouble. He was really in a groove, got to his spots and knocked down some tough shots. He was their guy. 10 of 16 from the field, 5 of 8 from the 3, and he's coming off of a good game. A couple nights ago, George King had 16 points. So for me, especially with Harvey in a funk, they did a really good job on defense on him. Go to George King. I felt like that play that they drew up for Harvey should have been for King after him coming down, hitting the 3.
Absolutely.
Yep, he's certainly got some upside, George King. And upside, well, let's talk about tomorrow. Melbourne hosting Sydney. Now, that's upside.
Oh, my goodness. Let me tell you something right now. I ain't working tomorrow. I'm in the building because I'm telling you right now, that backcourt matchup is worth the price of admission. That's where I'm going.
Yeah.
So if I'm going there to see that backcourt, because Derek Walton Jr., he ain't no joke. XRM is hooping. CG43 versus Dejan Vasiljevic, I'm not missing that game.
Well, if you're not lucky enough, like Corey, to be in the house, join us here on ESPN. We'll have live coverage of Melbourne against Sydney. Trust you've enjoyed it, though. The Wildcats escape against the Hawks.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Warehouse.
high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.